Hi all, this is Manish, and in this video I'm going to discuss about the Intune Remediation Script feature, which can be used as a compliance policy check. You might be thinking about the compliance policy. It has its own section where we can use the custom compliance policy or the built-in compliance policy, right? So why I'm focusing upon the Intune Remediation Script. So just have a look into this report. In this report, I have targeted a script on 6 devices. 4 of them are showing as without issues, means compliant, and 2 with issues. So this is just a specific report where I am getting the data. If your boss is asking about that, just provide me information on which devices has that specific setting. So if the requirement is pretty much very simple without impacting the compliant versus non-compliant status, I think that's the way to go forward. Let me just explain you in more detail so that you will get more clarity and you can think about the use case which can be beneficial for you. Let's have a look. Just to recap, I just wanted to go in detail about what exactly is the remediation script. In the description below, you can check my first video where I have covered the basics, but just to go through few details that what exactly is the remediation script. So it consists of 2 PowerShell scripts. One is the detection script and second is the remediation script. So when I'm talking about the detection script, it is to detect the issue. Means if some setting is not present, mark it as exit 1 and that is equivalent to that issue is detected. So if issue is detected, I mean to say if the exit code is 1, the remediation script is going to run to remediate that issue. So it's pretty much very simple. That Intune remediation script consists of 2 scripts which everyone knows about it. But if I say that the remediation script can be used with 1 script only, I'm not sure whether you know it or not, but yes, remediation script can be used with 1 single script also as a detection script. So you can use detection script, while remediation script you don't have to specify. So what is the purpose of this detection script will be the same purpose, that to detect the issue and use exit 1 as a output so that it means issue is detected. But here there is no remediation script, so it's not going to remediate. So it means we are just collecting the data that whether that problem was there on that device or not. Maybe Windows Hello for Business was enabled or disabled. Maybe local administrator account was on that device is enabled or disabled. So I'm just going to focus upon that local administrator account, showing you 1 script to show you that how the data will look like. Okay, so what is the use case? The use case would be that for reporting purpose to get the non-compliant devices without targeting the compliance policy. Means without using any compliance policy, I can use the remediation script with detection logic only. I'm comparing here the Intune remediation script with detect only script versus compliance policy. Let's cover it briefly. Compliance policy. When I'm saying compliance policy, it means I'm talking about built-in compliance policy or it could be custom compliance policy. Beware that custom compliance policy is very powerful. Whatever I'm trying to achieve via the detection script of remediation, I can achieve with the compliance policy as well. But why I will not be using it? Let me tell you. So the compliance policy is to mark the device compliant or non-compliant. And as we know that the compliance policies can be used with conditional access policy to block the access to the company resources. So we have to be very careful when we are using the compliance policy. I'm not in a favor of hundreds of thousands of compliance policy to be targeted on the device because it will create a very bad user experience if company resources are not accessible because of so many policies are interacting with the users. But on another hand, remediation script, if I'm talking about if a script is running and there are no issues, that will be treated as compliant. And if there are issues, that will be treated as non-compliant. But in remediation script, the benefit is those devices will not be marked as compliant or non-compliant, rather than the reporting will show as issues or without issues. So it means we are just interpreting the with issues, without issues as a compliant versus non-compliant. So it will not participate into any conditional access policies and can be very helpful if your management is asking for a specific kind of a report to get the list of devices with that specific setting, with that specific application or something, whatever they are asking for. So rather than focusing upon the compliant policies, I think that's the best approach. One of other use case could be If you're coming from the SCCM background, you know about the baselines and configuration item. That is really very powerful thing, right? So in baseline configuration items, we used to mark devices compliant versus non-compliant in SCCM. But compliant, non-compliant in SCCM does not harm any kind of policy related structure in SCCM, right? But in Intune, if you mark the devices as compliant versus non-compliant using the custom compliance policy, it creates a problem. So I thought of that. I think the closest match of baseline's configuration item when I'm comparing with the Intune is remediation script with detect only. But be mindful that you have a limit of 200 platform. You have a limit of 200 remediation script. I hope the numbers are going to increase in future, but that's the limit right now. So let me just show you a basic common script which I am going to use to detect specific issue on the device. This is a sample PowerShell script for detecting the local administrator account, whether it's enabled or disabled. I'm using the command get-local user and the object ID, the SID ending with 500. So 500 SID is used for the local admin account. It's built-in. And if that account exists, if the account is enabled, it will be marked as non-compliant because local admin account is enabled. If that account does not, we are not able to find that account. So again, I'm just marking it as account not found, exit one. So here also exit one, here also exit one. But in case admin account enablement status is showing as false, means it is in a disabled state, then I'm marking the script as a compliant, local admin account is disabled, and gracefully exit 0. Exit 0 means without issues, and exit 1 is with issues. I have logged on to the Intune portal. If I go to devices, I have logged on to Intune admin center. Go to devices, scripts and remediation, and click on create. Specify the name, detect local admin status, click next. Here there are two sections, detection script file and remediation script file. I'm not going to specify the remediation script file, only the detection script file. Click on browse. I have selected the script. Change this run script in 64-bit PowerShell. Rest other two things will be no. Enable script signature check, no. Run the script using the lockdown credentials, no. Next, scope tags, next. Assignment. I can target to all devices with the whatever the frequency I can set, maybe daily, maybe I can use hourly. That's it. Next, and click on create. One script is created, and after waiting for a couple of hours, I started getting the data. So I can see if I go to overview, it is giving me the status that without issues, with issues, 4 devices are marked as compliant without issues, and 2 is showing as non-compliant. So here I can see the trend also, that how the things are looking, and more data I can see over here if I click on the device status. So in device status, the report looks pretty much very promising. If I click on the columns, I just need to enable these pre-remediation detection error and detection output. I can see the output generated over here. If I click on review, non-compliant, local admin is enabled. Another one is compliant, local admin is disabled. So I hope this video was quite informative to see that how you can use the remediation script using the detect method, which can be beneficial in some cases as compared to the compliance policies. Thank you so much. We'll be signing off.